Doke. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My camera wobble. So, I today am going to draw and paint some little kittens in a box. So, I've just got to grab the right pencil. That one's got lead in it. Yep, no. Oh, excuse my puppies. My dogs are all playing under the table, being silly little muffins. So, I'm going to start. There's 4 kittens in this basket. I'm actually going to start with the second kitten from the left. Excuse my puppies in the background. Goodness gracious me, they're being very vocal. They're just they're just playing, but so I'm going to start by drawing their little outer shapes, and I'll adjust them as I need to. This is quite a small like painting. It's not a big one, and it'll take a little bit of adjusting backwards and forwards to get their little proportions where I want them. So this little kitten's looking straight at us. So I'll just get his little triangle-y nose in there. I actually did this piece I did a painting like this, very similar. I've done that very small, haven't I? But they'll be cute. And when I fit all of them in, it's only because he's little because there's 4 of them, so I've got to fit 4 of them in. So he's got his little leg coming down there. There's another kitten here, comes about in line with his ear. Little, they call them tortoise shells, little brown and golden coloured one. So I'll pop his little head. So his ears are the same length. I can use the tip of my pencil to figure out how big his ears need to be. I'm just going to get their shapes in. I can adjust their facial features and things as I go. His elbows behind his ear. I'll do their eyes in a minute. He's got his little paw comes to the front like that. Whoops, more of an angle. That leg disappears off down there. He's got a little fat belly. Okay, and you can't see his back. His elbow's up here, this one. Okay, then there's another kitten looking up here. I don't know whether I'm going to fit all 4 in, but I'll try. We'll see. We'll see how we go. And he's looking up. So someone's obviously dangling something quite fun in front of them. They're all looking at it. And I got this reference photo from unsplash.com. I want to have them all around about the same size. He's like that. You can just see her little, okay, that's fine, and her nose is up. So I'll fix that in a minute. And then there's another one right next to this one. And you can only adjust the ears behind that one. And it's looking up as well. And it's almost straight out like that. Okay, so that's basically their shapes. And I'm going to do, and that one's coming out at us. I've got to change the shape of it. I'm not happy with the shape of it yet. So I'm not even going to do, there's a handle on the basket, but I'm going to make it look like they're in a pot. A pot of kittens. They're in a basket, but I'm making it different to suit myself. Because why not? Like that. So I've basically omitted the top of it. I just have them sitting like that. There we go. You can't see any of their little tails. So I'm gonna adjust. Where's my eraser? There. I'm going to adjust. This little guy's nose is too big, and his ears too big. So I'm just going to erase a little bit. All right, I might start with these little guys because they're looking up. So you can only see part of his eye and a part of that eye, and his nose is there. And then like that. So he's got his little nose and all his furry bits. And once I add colour, they'll really come to life. So he's looking up too. So I do his little eyes like that. And his nose is a little bit further down, just a fraction down, like that. Like that. And then he's got his little chestnut cat. I don't know what colour. Ginger, a little ginger cat. That's what he is. And so he's got his little white chest. Coming around there like that. All right, and this little guy is coming towards us, so I've got to soften his face a little bit. I made him a bit large, I think. Like that. There we go. That's a bit better. And he's looking straight at us. Like that. I'm going to change his mouth. His mouth's not right. I've given him too much of a chin. Hello, Pippy Puppy. Like that. Whoops. Like that. All right. And he's looking up. So I'll give him his eyes looking up. You can see they're all looking. Got to change his face is the wrong shape. So I'll adjust that a little bit. His eyes are up a bit. Like that. Actually, I don't like that one at all. I'm going to change him. I think I made him he's a bit odd. So I'll erase him a little bit. Might bring him down a fraction. He's a little bit high. There we go. It's a bit better. That's a bit better, I think. Like that. Then I'll pop his little leg in. Yeah, I had him too long, I think. I had his little body too long. Come back around there. He's got a little fat belly. You can just see the start of a back leg there. Try and erase that bit there. Have I got an eraser on the back of this pencil? I do. Just want it to get it a bit more invisible than that because you'll still be able to see that through the paint. So I want to get rid of it as much as I can. There we go. Now make the ear a bit bigger. All right. Then his eye is there. There. Whoops. Got to have it more up because he's looking up. There we go. That's a bit better. His little pink nose. Once I add colour, that'll really help things. All right. So there is actually, I should put it in, shouldn't I? I might make that a bit longer. Like that. Now I've got to erase that bit. It's there. And I'm using a kneadable eraser. They're very handy. So they're all sitting in this tub, and there's actually it's got a handle. So I wasn't going to put that in, but I'm going to now. Actually, I'm going to put it there. Move it a fraction because those kittens are sort of standing in amongst it. There we go. Like that. And then the handle goes off over the back and you can only just see it like that. Okay, that's pretty much it. Okay, a la basket o' kittens. So now I'm going to pop the pattern in a little bit, not a lot. I just want to be able to throw an overlap like that. That way, that way. Oh no, that's that way. Then that way. I always lose track of what goes where when it comes to this sort of thing. Like that, then that. I never ever get patterns like this. I have issues with. Hang on, I've messed that one up. So that, and then that, then that, then that, then that, then I don't know. Am I right? That'll do. Sort of. That'll do. That gives you the idea, I think. Okay. So, actually, I need to have one there. I think. That'll do. I think. All right. I'm really not very good at that sort of thing, and they're on a grassy background. So, but I'm not going to worry about that. I am going to start on the kitty kittens. So I'm going to use my Sennelier and my Schminky watercolours. And I'm going to clean my palette that I've got sitting here. I'll bring that up closer so you can see it. Like that. Give it a clean. And let's start colouring. Right, so first of all, I'm going to do the kitty kitten's eyes. I'm going to grab my... They've all got blue eyes because they're all brand new little babies. So I'm going to go a bit of cerulean blue. Get a teeny tiny touch of cerulean blue, very diluted, and pop it into all of their little eyes. Because they're all looking up, except for this one who's looking straight at us. Like that. And just drop that in there, and that's that. That's their eyes are wet. I don't have to worry too much. I'll go back and add a bit more. I could probably zoom that a bit more for you, couldn't I? Like that. That way you can see it a little bit better. Whoops, stop it wobbling for you. Sorry, doll. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to get onto the ginger kitten. So there's tabbies and there's a ginger. So I'm going to use, for the ginger, I'm actually going to use transparent sienna. It's a little bit of a golden colour, but it's a goldy reddy colour, but it'll work because they are sort of a reddy colour. And I'm going to go take it down in their little stripes around her little ear, like that. Come around her little eyes. I'll leave the white for the belly. There's a little white of her belly. Like that. Come around here. And then she's got little chestnut. Chestnut's the colour you'd call a horse. Around her shoulders. Like that. And I'll take that down onto her legs. And I will go over that with some stronger tone in a little bit. Like that. Okay, so it's one little kitten sort of blocked in. A little bit blocked in. I'll pop a little bit of that around her nose as well. Okay, that'll do for that for now. The other one's a little blue kitten. So when I say blue, it's like a grey. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of grey that I had left over on my palette from earlier, which is just a mixture of burnt umber cobalt blue. Because she's got a fair bit of grey on her, this one. And she's got grey around her eye. Coming down onto her shoulder. And down there. And then her little belly's white. So I won't, that's all I'm going to do for that little one, I think. Then this little one's a ginger kitten. So again, transparent sienna. it'll pale back. It will go back quite pale. And then come onto here, like that. Round little face, like that. Hello, Sloth. How you going, doll? How are you? How are you? And then onto her shoulder. How's your day been, doll? Like that. And then I'll actually pop a little bit of that coming around and down there too. Like that. Righto. Now onto kitten number 3, which is a mixture. She is gold and grey. I'm going to make her face a little bit rounder. And then she comes around here. She's got a little hat. Looks like she's got a little hat on. She's a, what do they call me? A tortoise shell. So she's grey and darker colours. So I'm just going to pop a bit of that gold, but I can go over that with the gold, with the grey. So I'll pop that on there like that. There we go. So that's very, very, very basic. I'm recovering, was sick earlier. Oh no, that's no good, doll. That's no good at all. I'm going to do a blue sky background, I reckon. But I might go ultramarine blue. That's no good at all, doll. All right, so I'm just going to wet the whole background and brush it all over. Whoops, it doesn't matter if I get it on the basket because the basket is actually brown, so it's not the end of the world if I get it on the basket. I don't want to get it on the kitten's white fur though. Oops, take that down and around like that. Down and in here. There we go. Whoops, pick up a bit of that. Like that. Pick up a bit of that brush, that water there. Like that. Okay, and then take it round and across. And down. Good thing 2 of my 3 classes were cancelled. Oh, cool. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have been able to do them if you're not well, doll. Okay, so that's that. Underneath that kitten is the basket, so it's sort of brown. So that'll do for that. Doesn't matter that I've got the... Oh, hang on, how am I going to do that? I've got to just drop a bit more blue in there. And I'm going to put green at the bottom. So I'm just going to go plain old sap green. Plain old sap. Where are you, sap? There, second one in. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop that down underneath just to block it in for now. Okay. Like that. Come down and around the basket. Like this. So this will be a Christmas card for someone, I think. It's bigger than a card, but it'll be a nice little Christmas. Instead of giving people Christmas presents, I do this sort of thing for cards. And it's just, yeah, they get to keep it then. They can frame it or not, whatever they want to do. I'm going to grab some more blue into that actually. Wet that down a bit more and just do that background again. Just give it another coat. Part way down. Like that. And then drag that down a little bit. There we go. I'll let that settle. I'll let that dry. Right. Now I could probably... Oh, first preset broke. Oh, it wasn't available, so I had 6 to 9 class. Wow. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome, doll. Puppies are wonderful. Gotta love puppies. So that's supposed to be olive green. It's not olive. I'm going to add some brown to it to make it olive. And I'm going to make some darker grass underneath the kittens. So I can just just give it some difference. You don't want it all one colour. It just looks flat if you do that. So pop in some grass. This is a very simple cat picture. This will be, like I said, it'll make a nice card for someone or a nice Christmas gift. Keep it simple. Coming up to Christmas now, peeps. We're getting there. All right, get some more of that green. More pure colour, like that. Just add a little bit of texture. Like that. All right, and then I'll leave it alone. I've just got to soften up. I'm going to clean my brush thoroughly, very thoroughly. Take excess moisture off it, and I've got to soften these edges because I've got some little hard edges happening, and I don't want them. I don't want hard edges around there. I can always give it another sky background, like another layer down the track, just to get rid of all that, because I don't want that to happen. I've got to carefully keep moving it a little bit. Right, that'll do. I'll go over that again, I think, just to even it up. So now the basket is brown and yellow ochre. So what I'm going to do is go yellow ochre, or a bit of raw sienna maybe. A bit of raw sienna. It's got a bit dirty. I've got a bit of green in there, so I better clean that, because I'm not very good at keeping palettes terribly clean. I have a habit of, there we go, yellow ochre will do. Okay, so I'm going to go yellow ochre the basket first, because then I'll go over it with the darker brown, because this will shine, this colour will shine through. You'll see this is highlights, but I pop that on first because your watercolour is light to dark. Always light to dark, unless you use gouache to help you, in which case you can add lights at the end. But I'll just pop that on there like that. I'll take it right round the back of the kitty kittens. Can't see any of the basket behind that one. You can see a little bit there. Can't see any of it there. You can see a little bit there and under there. That'll all be in shadow. Righto. Pretty happy with that. Oh, I didn't do the handle. Gee whiz. Handle. Because that'll be dark brown. So I can go over that. It doesn't matter. All right. So that's the base. Doggo is a Schipperke, late medieval Belgium non-sporting dog. Cool. Cool. Okay, and then I'm going to go mahogany. No, I'm not going to go mahogany. I'm going to go burnt umber. Bit of burnt umber and a bit of mahogany, just to help ground it. And then, while it's still wet, I'm going to drop that in onto the wood tones, like that. Take it all the way down to the bottom of the basket, like that. Let that flow down. That'll probably flow down on its own. Come around here, because that handle goes down behind that little kitten, like that. All right, then around here. So I'm going to do it in a sweep, like try and use the side of the brush, like that. And I'll leave little snippets of it. So that goes that way, and you've got to keep them going the right directions. So that goes that way, like that. And then got to try and keep the pattern. I always mess that up. Okay, that'll do. Then get the other way. Bit of burnt umber, a bit more burnt umber. So this is very rough. Dilute it. Go the other way. You probably won't even notice the different strokes. I personally do, but it does make a difference, I think, because you get more of a feel of pattern that. All right, and then I can go darker bits. I've got to go very dark towards the back of these little guys. So I'll make burnt umber, cobalt blue. I've got a bit of cerulean in there, but I'll use the cobalt. Burnt umber, like that. And I've got to pop that in. Oops, I need a bit more brown in that. That's my dogs bouncing around in the background. I apologise for that, guys. My puppies are bouncing around. Being very playful little puppies. Okay, come down there. Can you see? You can't see the other leg. All right. So you can see that's a couple of tones darker. All right, pop that around there. Like that. Okay. Right. And then the shadow areas, I'll use that darker tone around the shadow areas. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that intermittently on the marks where the wood sort of joins and crisscrosses, but not solidly, because to me that makes it look, if you do solid lines everywhere, it just looks wrong. You got to leave it a little bit sort of, what would you say, touch and go, like it's not all connected. I messed that bit up. It doesn't matter. There we go. Got me patterns going the wrong directions. He's here. Where is he? He's asleep. Bear's asleep. You DM'd? Cool. I shall check later. Thank you for that, my dear. All right, so go darker brown. Coming down here. So I'm using more pure burnt umber. I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm very good. I'm very excited. It's the weekend, and I love weekends. So I'm very, very happy about that. And I have got nothing planned, which is even better. So I'll be doing art, possibly play some games, hang out with the fam, all that fun stuff. And it's supposed to be rainy, which makes it beautiful. All right, so I've got the basket sort of done. I'm going to darken up the bottom of it because it sort of curls under and gets darker under there. Oops. Take that around there. Like that. That gives it a little bit more three-dimensionalness. Like that. I know, I love Fridays. I love weekends, full stop. I just love weekends. Always have. And even though I work from home, I just, I'm lucky I work from home, so I don't have to worry, but I still love weekends. So it's starting to pop a little bit. Starting to look a little bit more three-dimensional. Yep, and I've got nothing on. I'm going for a mountain walk on Sunday with my friend. The mountains behind my house, the Great Dividing Range. So, that'll be lovely. Because there's one particular hill that I haven't walked yet. So, I've ridden horses up there, but I haven't walked it. So we're going walking up there. All right. I'm going to darken that very bottom part. I've got to make that really dark. So I'm going to make a purpley colour. So I'm going to go indigo blue with my brown. It'll make a dark, dark grey, but a bluey grey. And add that into the bottom. Right around the bottom. Like that, just to darken that up. And then same around this bit. It's darker under there. And then I could start working on the kittens. I'll have the background where I want it. Then I could start and work on the kitty pusses. All right, come down and around here. Okie doke. I'll take as many as I can. It'll be gorgeous too because we're going to we're going from the bottom to the top and then along the ridge. And I've ridden a horse up the ridge and it's gorgeous. So, and I haven't been up there for 20 years. Last time I went, I rode a horse up there. So I'll be looking forward to getting photos. Okay, that's pretty much the basket painted in. I am going to add a little bit of that dark texture just coming around. Give it a bit of grain. It needs a bit of wood grain. Looks a bit flat. It is darker around the edges. And follow the shape, the patterns. Follow the direction of the wood, because otherwise it'll look a bit weird. All right. I've got to darken up these panels a bit more. So I'm going to go back into my brown. I'm going to clean that off there. Get some more burnt umber on there. And go down. I'm just doing patterns of the way the wood would go. And it does dry back a little bit lighter, like that. And every second one is the opposite direction, because they're crisscrossed like a hatch. They're hatching, sort of cross-hatched. Grab some more brown. Then I'm just about ready to get back onto the kittens. Just about. Oops, what have I done there? Like that, like that, like that. I'm having trouble keeping track of what goes where. There we go. All right. And then I'll do darker towards the middle. So where's my dark? I'm going to make a dark. So I'm going to go back to that indigo, add that to me brown. A bit more indigo in there. I've got to get some more indigo. I've got to order some more. Some more indigo, I do. And then take that down. Because indigo is a wonderful dark colour. It's dark right down that side of that. It just helps to make things pop. I could use Payne's Grey, but I prefer not to. I do prefer not to. I like to make my own darks, which is usually burnt umber and indigo, or burnt umber and cobalt blue. Make the best darks. All right, so I'm going to leave that alone. Get onto the kittens. And I've got to go over the background again too. Righto, the white of the paper is the white of the kittens. Right, so we're going to get more transparent sienna. I've got to clean my palette. Made a mess. There we go. Transparent sienna, another layer. And pop that into the little stripy bits of this little ginger. And it doesn't have to be too fussy. You can keep it as simple. I'm not adding too much. Not adding too much. No, I'm good. I've just got to get online and order it, Dale. I'll be fine. But thank you. I've been meaning to order it online, but I'm waiting till I need to order more than one thing because it costs quite a lot. I need to get more than one thing to make it sendable, because everything's very expensive to send. Okay, come around here and add her little tabby colours, little ginger tabby. Oh, no, that's a tabby, that one. I've got to add the grey onto her, actually. And that will dry lighter, a lot lighter. I've got to do their pupils too. I haven't done their little pupils on yet. There we go. Darken that up. All right, she's got darker there. She's got one grey ear. This one has one grey and one red. So I'm going to make up the grey. Or I've got the grey here, that'll do. This is the same grey that I've got on the basket. She's got it in her ear and along her back there, like a little tortoise shell kind of a colour, or I suppose you'd call her. And then it goes down there like that. Like that. All right. Come down and around here. All right, and I'm going to darken up that ear. Just there. I'm your mod on Twitch, that's why I asked. No, cool. No, I appreciate it, Dale. All right. So I'm going to add a little bit of this blue that's left on my palette into the shadow areas under, because they've got little darker areas. She's a little bit darker here. I can also go in with a little bit of pencil if I want. She's got her bellies under there. It's a little bit lighter. This one's darker under there. Got to add their little pupils. That'll help them pop. Make them look a bit more three-dimensional. All right. Bit of that blue under here. Down there. And down that leg. Okay. So now I am going to I'm going to do the background again because I'm really not happy with that background. So I'm going to clean my palette, make sure it's all nice and fresh and ready to go. Grab some pure cobalt blue. And I'm going to go right round that outside again. And try and make it even. Whoops, I just put my hand in it. Go right up to the kittens. Come down and around. Picking up the beady bit. Take it right to the bottom. Right. And because the problem is if I mix up a different batch, it's a different consistency, different amount of water, and it does react differently on the paper. I've just got to be quick as I can, keeping it all, trying not to let any area of it dry faster than the other. Like that. Oh my God, I don't think I made enough. No, that's no good. That's not good at all. All right. You've got to be quick. Whoops, I've got a bit on her face, but that's okay. Down and around there, into the gap. I hope I haven't messed it up. I should have made sure. I thought I'd made enough to cover the whole thing. Not quite. Come around there. Like that. Righto. That will probably do. That's better than it was. That is better than it was. I do have a little bit of an orangey colour, a bit of a bleed there. So I've got to be very careful. Get my clean brush. Take all the moisture out of it. And lift that off. I'm going to have to touch that with my cloth. So I'm going to end up with a bit that's got no pigment on it, but I'll clean that up after. Righto, eyes. I'm going to do their little eyes. And I've got to make up a deeper, darker blue. I'm actually going to go a bit of Payne's Grey. I don't usually use Payne's Grey, but I'm going to pop that in the shadows. Because the shadows need to be all different colours. Because shadows aren't just one flat colour ever. So I can use greys, purples, you name it. Just pop that in your shadow areas and it helps to keep it interesting. So I'll find a dark purple. I'll go a bit of dioxazine because I love dioxazine. Pop that in and it won't show up as a purple because it's, there we go. Pop that in. I can actually use that around the edges of the shadows as well. And it just gives it a little bit of life. A little bit of life into the shadow areas. like that. Take it down here, like that, around the kitten's ear. Righto. Right, now I'll leave the background alone. I'll leave it all alone. And I'm going to add some details now. Now we get into the fun bit. I'm going to grab my really fine brush. And I am going to use a bit of burnt umber, a bit of cobalt blue to make a really dark, really dark grey. And I'm going to use the few hairs on the tip of my brush to go around the eyes like that to help define them and pop her little pupils looking up like that. There we go. She's got her little eyeballs. I'm going to pop a little bit of, I've got to get some more of that colour. So it's blue and black. Blue and brown, sorry. There we go. Bit more blue, bit more black, bit more brown. Bit more blue. Make it really dark. There we go. All right. Use the edge. I shouldn't have put that there, but anyway. Okay, go around this one's eyes because she's got little black rings around her eyes. Like that. And then same on this side. Like that. Okie doke. And then she's looking straight at us, so her pupils are sort of more like that. So that's pretty much her. And these little guys are looking up. So I'm just using the very bristles on the end of my brush. That's what I like about these silver black velvet brushes, as they've got beautiful fine points on them that I can do all the fine work and not have to worry about finding a fine brush. I can do everything I need to do with one brush, which is lovely because they've got a beautiful, nice point on them. I'm going to make them a bit furry. She's a bit furry. Okay, there we go. So now I've got to do the little noses. One shot in the green room today. Hey. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm going to go pink for the noses. And I've got some, I don't even know what colour this is, but it'll do with their little noses. It's like a rose colour, but I don't actually own a pink. So it'll fade back into a lighter colour. Like that. Oops, a daisy. Do her little nose. Actually, I could probably have done it orange. Like that. Just getting their little faces on. Whoops, a days. All right. Now, what have I done here? I've got to try and tidy up this around here. She's got her little nose, comes around a bit wider. Like that. That's a bit better. And then I'm going to add a little bit of that grey. Come down here to define her nose a little bit more. She just needed a little bit more definition on there. And I can take that pinky colour into her ear as well. Like that. She does have quite a lot of pink in there. All right. I'm going to add a little bit more of a darker bluey shadow. So I'm going to go indigo actually. I'm going to grab a bit of indigo. Goes right under here. And there is dark shadow. Like that. And then her little foots. So she's darker under there. Very dark in there. So the shadows aren't all one flat colour. Just helps to give it a little bit more 3D. A little bit more. Give them a bit more face shape. They need a little bit more face shape. Oops, and I'll wet my brush and just dilute that back a fraction. It's a little bit too dark. Just like that, that helps. Same down here. Then come down under that leg, like that. There we go. And I'm going to do little whiskery bits. So she's got that leg there. Go little nose. I've got to go darker under their little noses. Like that. Oh, sloth too. Guess what? Guess what the prompt is for next week's Drawsome, which we film over here on YouTube, is sloth. So I'll be painting a sloth next week. So that's the prompt. That's a bit exciting. All right, so blend that out. Then I'll pop a bit of darker into the ear. Darken up under there. Pop a little whiskery bits. All right. Yep, it'll be a sloth. So that's our prompt for next week. So Aurora and I will both be painting sloths. How's that for fun? Okay. You can't see any of the other kitten's feet. I've actually got to add a little bit of ginger. Little bit of ginger. To hit down here. Like that. All right. I reckon that's just about done. That was a very swift, very quick, very simple drawing. I'm just going to grab one of my microns, a 003 if I can find it. Yep. First one I grabbed, that's always good. I'm going to draw their little whiskers with the micron pen because otherwise they're not going to stand out very well at all. Pop that down like that. Like that. Okay. Might grab a slightly thicker one. Where's me white? I need me white. That's not the white I'm after. Where's me white pen? I want me white pen. When in doubt, you can always use white pen. There we go. Found me white pen. Okay. Got to add some little white bits back in. Just in a couple of spots where I've got to add little white fairy bits that I've lost because it's a very small painting. There we go. I reckon that's all right. And I'm going to add a little bit more texture. A little bit more browny grey texture. It is raining heavy out there. Wow. It is really raining heavy. Got to add some darker texture coming down this wood. Like that. Just like that. And I reckon that is just about done. I'm going to do a little bit more grass maybe. A little bit more grass. Grab some olive. Bit of olive green. I'll add a bit of brown to that to darken it up. Bit more olive. I do, even though I get pre-mixed colours, I do tend to add other colours to them to change them to suit me. You can add some blue to blue it up. You can add some green to some brown to green it up to make it darker, like that. Just adds a bit of something different. I have it coming up beside the basket so it doesn't look like it's just stuck there. And we're just about done. Just about done, diddly done. So then I get to take the sides off, sign it. You do hear rain, yes. It is bucketing down. Now sign it down here. Like that. Whoops-a-days. And take the tape off the sides, which is the fun bit, because you get to see the finished edges. Ta-da! Like that. I'll zoom it back out a bit for you. So then you can see the whoops-a-daisy, and I'll wobble everything. There we go. And that, you can see how little it is. It's the size of my hand. I managed to fit 4 kittens in the size of my hand in a basket. So that will be a Christmas card gift for someone. So there you go. So, a la kitten portrait. Very simple, very fun, very basic shapes. It's just colours. Just learning how to use your colours, and we're all good. So, thank you for watching, and thank you, Sloth, for hanging out. It's always wonderful to see you, my friend. Always love hanging out and having a chat with you, dear girl. So, I will see you. I will probably be back tomorrow for another stream because I think it's going to be too yucky outside to do anything outside. So, I will be back tomorrow for another stream, I think. So, have an awesome night, guys, and I will see you then. I've just got to stick that there and turn off my stream. Whoops, and I dropped it anyway. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! Okay, I'll see you later.